All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for attending Carolina Farm Stewardship Association's 36th Sustainable Agriculture Conference. We're on our last day here, so really excited to be wrapping up the conference with this session. You've joined the session Making Agriculture Cool with Youth, presented by Jared Cates, Alyssa Delts, Dylan Dodson, Harold Boyd, Kentwan Williams. I am Kana Miller. I'm the local food distribution coordinator at CFSA, and I'll be the workshop host this morning. So we've got a little presentation. I think there's going to be some questions, and then we're going to leave time for some Q&A at the end. So as the presentation's going, if you've got questions, you can go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll make sure that we address them at the end. Please remember to keep our conference community agreements in mind when you're engaging in the chat or if you participate in discussion. And now I'm going to hand it on over to Jared.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kana. Thanks for being here with us this morning, y'all. Welcome to Making Agriculture Cool with Youth. I'm Jared Cates. I'm the community mobilizer here at the Carolina Farm Stewardship Association, and I also, in part of that role, work on the community food strategies team. I'm joined here by some wonderful guests who are going to be sharing about their work today, from A Better Chance, A Better Community, and also Men and Women United for Youth and Families. And we're going to hear an introduction from each of our guests here in a couple minutes before we hand it off to them to hear some presentations. But we're very excited to have them with us today, have them share about their work. They're wonderful partners of ours, and we always love hanging out with them. So we're excited that you all get to hang out with them as well today. So I'm just going to start off with a quick introduction to set some context. So I mentioned community food strategies. This is an initiative that CFSA participates in as a team member. Community food strategies is working to serve the network of food councils in North Carolina. And you can see our vision here, and really what we do is we act as a kind of backbone convener, almost serving a cooperative extension-esque role, where we convene and provide resources for food councils around the state. And we're a interagency team. We're kind of in some transition right now with some of our team members, but we've been a 6-organization team with members based at CEFS. It's actually a CEFS project, the Center for Environmental Farming Systems, and the core team at CEFS is part of it, CFSA, Care Share Health Alliance, Appalachian Sustainable Ag Project, North Carolina Rural Center, and the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina, as well as Lashana Austria, Seeds of Change Consulting. So it's amazing to work on this team, and we get to work with this amazing network of food councils around North Carolina. And some of the folks here that are chatting with us, joining us, talking about their work, are part of this network, and they're part of 2 youth food councils, the first youth food councils that are part of this network. And food councils are community-based groups that are mostly county-based, some serving some regions you can see here with the slash lines, some just serving neighborhoods, some just serving cities or municipalities. And really those groups are coming together to have cross-sector conversations about food and food policy, and the intersections of food and health and food justice and food equity, and how can we improve outcomes for our communities through organizing around food. So there's also another initiative based at CEFS, the Center for Environmental Farming Systems, called the Food Youth Initiative. And there are several groups that are also part of this Food Youth Initiative that are youth-focused food groups around the state. So there's kind of these couple of networks, mostly adults in the food council space, and then Food Youth Initiative. And we heard from our partners, ABC2 and Men and Women United for Youth, and several other folks last year and year before, that having some ability to network together around the state and talk to each other about this youth food council work will be beneficial. So we use some of our grant funds to hire a youth network catalyst, who is Kiana Harrison. And Kiana Harrison was hired and based at A Better Chance, A Better Community. She was a team member at Community Food Strategies, and she served as our first youth catalyst this past year, working to convene the Food Youth Initiative groups and youth food council groups to start to have some conversations while we're all stuck at home during COVID. And Kiana wrote this wonderful blog, which I'll drop the link in the chat, just about that experience and about the work of some of these groups over COVID and really how they were engaging and rising up to the challenge over COVID to support their communities in really innovative ways. So that's the setup, and we've had a wonderful opportunity to work with these groups really closely this past year, and so we're really excited to host them here for you all to hear directly from them how youth-led work is going and how adults can make working with youth and make agriculture cool for youth. So that's my setup, and I'm gonna stop sharing and shut up, and I want to introduce our guests, and then we're gonna hear from them directly. So I'm gonna pass it along to Dylan, and maybe Dylan, if you could just introduce yourself, who you're with, where you're from, and if you may want to pass it along to Kentwan, and then Kentwan can pass it to Chester, and then we'll pass it over to the Men and Women United folks. That sound good?
That sounds good. So first, I want to say hello, everybody. Thank you guys for taking your time to come out today. My name is Dylan Dodson. I'm the Chief Innovation Officer of A Better Chance, A Better Community, and I will pass it to Kentwan. Oh, and I'm out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'll pass it to Kentwan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kentwan Williams, and I'm the Director of Social Justice for ABC2. And I'm living in Round Rapids, North Carolina, and I'll pass it to Chester.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. I am Chester Williams, founder and CEO of A Better Chance, A Better Community, also known as ABC2. I have the pleasure of working with these two young gentlemen and others, young people in ABC2, providing support in their vision and their passion for the community. So I'm glad to be here, and I pass it back.
Thanks, Chester. Chester's multitasking too. I think he's in church also for forever doing all the things. Thanks for being here, y'all. I'm gonna hand it over to Alyssa.
Hello. My name is Alyssa Delts Robinson. I'm just an adult ally with Men and Women United for Youth and Families. Have been with the organization for a few years now. I pass it on to Harold.
Hey, my name is Harold Boyd. I am from Wilmington, North Carolina, and I am part of Men and Women United for Youth and Families, and their subgroup Youth Ambassadors. And I am currently attending UNCG, University of North Carolina, Greensboro.
Wonderful. I think Ms. Lavanya is here with Women United as well. Ms. Lavanya, you want to introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm Lavanya Lewis, the Special Projects Coordinator and Grant Writer with Men and Women United, and I oversee our youth projects, the Youth Ambassadors for a Better Community Group, and all of our other youth programs. And just glad to be here and gonna fill in the gaps if I can. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I see Mr. Keaton is here also. Randolph, you want to introduce yourself real quick before you hand it over to Dylan?
Hey, good morning. This is Randolph Keaton. I'm glad to be with y'all. We're here at the farmers market this morning, so we're just gonna be listening in. Glad to be a part of this wonderful event. Thanks, Jared.
Thank you, sir. Randolph is one of the adult allies and Men and Women United for Youth and Families. So we're really excited to have you all here. So I'm going to hand it over to Dylan, and we're going to have a presentation from ABC2, and then Alyssa's going to present, and then we're going to have some time for questions. So go ahead, Dylan.
All right, so I'll go ahead and share my screen. All right, and then I will pass it on to Mr. Kentwan Williams.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kentwan Williams, and I'm happy to announce to you about the ABC2 Grow K Youth Council, presented by me and Dylan Dodson. Here's what we want to introduce myself. My name is Kentwan Williams. My pronouns are he, him, and his, and I'm the president of Grow K and a member of ABC2.
And hello, everybody. My name is Dylan Dodson, pronouns are he, him, his. I am the Chief Innovation Officer of A Better Chance, A Better Community, also known as ABC2.
Hello, my name is Chester Williams. I am the founder and CEO of A Better Chance, A Better Community, also known as ABC2. What inspired me to start ABC2 was a response to the 8th grader that inside of me, that when I was an 8th grader at Infant Middle School, my instructor asked me to do a journal about the change I wish to see in my community. And I literally wrote the words, a better chance, a better community. Our mission is to connect underserved and marginalized communities with resources, to activate youth power, and advocate for community solutions and healthier lifestyles. And that's why we're changing the world one community at a time.
My name is Quante Bishop, and I've been a part of ABC2 for 2 years. The World Changers are doing many exciting things. Take, for example, back in Halifax County, we have the Summer Fitness Program, we have a community farm, and now we're spreading to universities as well.
I think the most exciting part about joining the ABC2 as of right now is the ability to start your own business or anything that you want to start. Chester will 100% back you up, and not just Chester, but all of the World Changers. So for instance, I actually had an initiative that I wanted to do called Breaking Barriers, Building Legacies, and Chester 100% backed me up, and he helped me plan and execute my first successful program. So I feel like just being able to chase your dreams and actually start something that you've always dreamed of and actually execute it and turn it into a vision, it's very powerful to me.
My name is Shaquem Lloyd. I am a sophomore at North Carolina A&T State University, and I've been a part of ABC2 for 5 years. In ABC2, my role is Chief Global Catalyst. Basically, my job is to connect everybody to the CEO. At ABC2, we help pass the HB 250 bill, which allows corner stores to sell healthier products such as fruits and vegetables.
What I like most about ABC2 is the community garden program. We had a workshop where we were able to plant seeds, keep half of it for ourselves, take it home, and the other half would stay at the community farm. And we were also able to get in our creative mindset and paint a tree to represent growth.
I decided to become an ABC2 World Changer because I saw the things that they were doing in the community and how beneficial it was to somebody of youth of myself. Being a World Changer means to me, I would say the word adaptation. It gave me a chance to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. They just have a lot of programs. They have a lot of opportunities as far as being a college student, a lot of grants, opportunities to, show.
Are you guys still there?
Yes.
Yes, we're still here.
Yeah, I think the video buffered, but let's see. Hold on, let me see if I can get it go back up.
That's all right. Take your time. Yes, it looks like this is buffering.
Yeah, I think it's a buffer. Let's see. Well, I guess we can go. Hold on, let's see.
That's why we need that broadband money.
Hello, my name is Chester Williams. I am the founder and CEO
okay. We
of
can go to the next slide. So pass it back to Kentwan.
You can, and also y'all, if y'all want to roll it back when you're done talking, if it buffers out, we can finish it out. Hold on. Okay.
Thank you, Dylan. Here's what I'm excited to talk to you about GrowK. GrowK stands for Growing Real Opportunities with Kids. GrowK is an organization whose goal is to help make the world a better place through encouraging young people about having healthy habits and learning how to interact with other people. And here are the highlights for GrowK. The food justice/nutrition security, the 4-H club Hands with Purpose, and the Goose webinars on each ism. Just in case, GOOSE is an acronym, stands for Group of Optimism Social Engagement. And I do this by providing webinars that focus on each ism on a specific month, which were racism, sexism, ageism, ableism, socialism, and bullyism, garden parties, and bully prevention walk and rally. And during our community farm work, we do our farming at the ABC2 community farm, which takes place at Enfield. And the garden party I mentioned is the day where we talk to the East Carolina University members about what we could do, what they could do to help do planting and methods, and to make sure we're providing healthy foods for everybody. And on days of community farm, we do planting, and then we talk about what we need to do and make sure we make the event a success. And then here comes the farm share produce box. Just let you know, these boxes were made by the farming officials in order to help out the people in a different community. We do this we do the farm share produce box at a different location where the food truck provides the boxes of food. And we'll give it to people in trucks and cars. And those who they were the last, we take them and bring it to different people in different homes. Here comes the historic Halifax Farmers Market. We usually had it every Saturday during the summer month in downtown Halifax. As you see, we had during that day we provide food directly for local farmers, and we also had separate companies that does healthy food or in different methods, and that's where we did our waffle such as fundraisers, so that way we could help out the community, so that when we're making special events.
So next we have the GIS Club, which stands for Geographic Information Science. So really what we've been doing in this club is especially mapping the social determinants of health and looking at things regarding food work, especially with food security and our volunteer management program as well. So just to give a little background about GIS, you really see it come into prominence, especially with COVID-19, and you guys are starting to see all these maps that are really coming out, especially where it is and where it's located. So at ABC2, we decided to start the GIS Club, and we wanted to really be able to see, areas like food deserts, where the food councils are, where people can go to get access. You heard Kentwan talk a little bit about the produce boxes, where people can go to get those farm to share produce boxes, things like that. Another thing I want to talk about is what we will talk about later is the GIS Club created story maps for 5 counties. So we'll talk about that when we, in regards to the healthy food access map in North Carolina. We also submitted in the ESRI conference, the Nash County Healthy Food Access Map, and it won first place. So the ABC2 GIS Club holds the first place map in North Carolina because of the work that we did around the Nash County, especially with their farmers market as well. We also created the Scotland Neck Walk Artist. So as you can see on these pictures, these 2 pictures that are here on the right, shows us we got members out from the town of Scotland Neck to assess the walkability and bikeability conditions on the main street, which is in Scotland Neck. And we were actually able to use technology, create our own app so that members could be able to take a picture and capture the exact geolocation of where these different hazards are. So you can see some of the hazards, street lights, speed limit, traffic signs, all that. We're able to do that as well when we were looking at food deserts in the area, be able to find those different areas, pinpoint the location so people can be aware of these locations and how we can get help in those areas. So that's really what we've been doing at GIS Club. Everybody's always welcome to come to those. Those are on Thursdays at 7 p.m. So make sure you please come out to those. And as you can see, there is the flyer we have right there as well.
Here's why I'd like to inform you about the Healthy Food Access Method, or HFAM for short. When HFAM was mentioned by Dylan, as you can see, the background is where the regional food assessment of Halifax and occurring in Northampton, Wilson, Nash, and Edgecombe counties. And it has access to healthy foods, nutrition, security, and held 5 virtual lesson sessions. As you can see, the purpose is to help create a map for the 5 counties that serves the resources for seeking those out of healthy food options in their communities. And this includes farms, farmers markets, stores, restaurants, and community gardens. But we also had a session on how does the COVID-19 impact as it's caused limitation of food, distrust the people who believe that they're doing it for robbery, and more. And here, these are the images. These are the images where we did the healthy fame mapping, and where we get to discover the different location of where we find the farmers at.
So next we have our Farm Storm Bill 101. So as you can see, this is the event that we held on October 16th, 2021 to talk about the importance of the Farm Bill. So it's a primary way for the U.S. government to set agriculture and food policy. So the bill is a comprehensive multi-year piece of legislation that determines programs and policies about food, farms, and rural issues, providing funding for these diverse areas of the food system. So kind of like we had the importance of that, we also had a member come out from the Carolina Stewardship Association to be able to talk, and we brought farmers there as well and stakeholders to be able to have the conversation, get questions that were asked, answered, and be able to have that conversation to understand about the Farm Bill, because a lot of people don't, understand what's in it. And that was really a good time, and it was very instrumental in the impact. So as you can see here, we had the flyer on the left. We also had a partnership with Community Food Strategies and the People First Tourism Lab at NC State. So as you can see down here on the bottom right is a picture of some of the farmers and stakeholders that we had come out to the meeting. So it was a really amazing event to be able to have everybody out there and be able to understand the importance of the Farm Bill. So next we'll talk a little bit about the vacationer supported agriculture. So a little bit about the background to talk about this was farmers packaging refrigerated trucks and taking them out to the Outer Banks to be able to support the vacationers. So this also connects with my work because I am a grad student at NC State in the People's First Tourism Lab. So this is what some of my research focuses around with the VSA program. So working with Dr. Duarte to be able to assess what's going on with the VSA program and find ways that it is beneficial. So this was, again, support to the Outer Banks, and as well that these same farmers that were doing this will also create their own VSA in the Lake Gaston area to be able to support the local food system. So like I had said earlier, we always talk about nutritional security, and we want to be able to the area to be able to meet the needs and food preferences for active food and health. So that was just something that was, really instrumental, especially I know you guys are all aware of the VSA program, but just to talk about really the impact it had and also the support to the Outer Banks. So next I want to talk about the Youth Food Council hiring team. So this was a really amazing thing. And of course, some of you guys up here were up here with me as well for hiring for the Youth Food Council catalyst position. So just to read a little bit about the flyer, I'm just seeking a dynamic, engaged young person to be a strategic thinker and bridge between youth groups and food councils across North Carolina. So really just the impact on the decision making, especially for community food strategies, to be able to have youth on the hiring team. As being a youth, and really all youth, we're also used to always being on the side of the one that is being hired, but never being on the side of hiring people. And just to be able to see that side was just amazing, to be able to hire the Youth Food Council Catalyst position. As you saw, Jerry had talked earlier, the Youth Food Catalyst was Kiana Harrison. So you guys saw her up there. We were able to hire her. Miss Lavanya was also on the hiring team. And just to be able to have that partnership and have youth up there was just a really important aspect, to be able to have youth in that space. And that's really what it's all about, being able to put youth in that space and be able to make decisions. So here we have some local food council work. So as we talked about the Farm Bill and the Farm Storm, and we also had the Farm Share Advocacy event with North Carolina Rep. Michael Wright. So as you can see in the picture, him on the far left in the collar shirt, and we were able to talk about the importance of farm share advocacy as well as the produce boxes. We saw how instrumental that was, especially in the area, to be able to give people those boxes, be able to pick them up, be able to take them to different locations to people in need. We just saw just how important that was, and especially increasing access to local farmers and community. We really saw just how important that was to the community and why they wanted that program to continue, even though we're not out of the pandemic, but still being able to keep that after the pandemic as well, just to be able to keep that going, because we collaborating with churches and all those different things to be able to serve as food hubs, to be able to distribute those boxes, and really empowering our food systems. So next, I want to talk a little bit about the Dodson Resiliency Organizing Hub. So ABC2 is building power with young people to develop the Northeastern North Carolina Organizing Hub to reform, resist, and reimagine and recreate. So the parameters to regenerate ecological features, building community, disaster preparedness and response. And ABC2 really ignites social transformation in rural and Northeastern North Carolina with a regional place-based movement to create opportunities for a translocal learning strategic alignment amongst community grassroots organizations. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Community Recover Program. So this is a community-driven program to reach across Northeastern North Carolina and to create youth power capacity for strong collaborative efforts, making connectings with older populations, deeper dive and movement for community health outcomes, and as well as leading forward with the goals. So the 4 goals that we have are mobilize the community-based workforce, dialogue and disseminate information and reduce barriers to access and strengthen coordination and learning. So the counties that are being served are Halifax, Northampton, Warren and Bertie, Gates, Hereford, Edgecombe, and Martin counties. The last thing I want to talk about is the Healthy Opportunities Pilot. So this is the ABC2 is the network lead for the purposes of the pilot program in Beaufort, Bertie, Shawan, Edgecombe, Halifax, Hereford, Martin, Northampton, and Pitt counties. This project will support a shared production kitchen and cooler space for food production. So hot and cold meals, produce boxes like we talked about earlier, food storage, medically prepared meals to meet dietary needs. So as you can see, this is a lot of work that we're doing. As you guys can see in the background, that is Dawson School. And just the amount of work that we're doing within that school and being able to support the community, because that's what we're about, community first. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys all for having us present today. Please follow us on Instagram at ABC2NC to see about different information and things that we're doing in the community, and we follow back. Please visit our website www.abc-2.net, and please download our app that is available on the App Store and on the Google Play Store at ABC2NC. Thank you, and I'll pass it back to Jared.
Awesome. Thank you, Dylan, Kentwan. Great job. You can see just the breadth of work that these groups are doing. So I'm sure you might have some questions for them, but we're going to hand it over. We're going to hold questions. We're going to do this towards the end, and we're going to hand it over now to Alyssa and Harold with Men and Women United for Youth and Families.
Hey, everybody. My name is Harold.
Sorry, I'm getting all the points up.
You good, Alyssa?
Yes, so it's making me accept system preferences.
Huh. Let's see. I'm gonna make you you should have shared capacity. You're a co-host, so you should be good.
So much because you just led us to our.
Harold, do you have access to the slides?
No, sir, I don't. Okay. Well, I do, but I don't think I can share. Hold on.
Yeah, it won't let me share because of privacy settings.
Ooh, I haven't heard of that. So you hit share screen. What does it say? Does it come up?
Yes, sorry, 1 second. When I hit share screen, it just says open system preferences for security and privacy to grant access.
I've never seen that before. You might need I don't know what that means.
Maybe I can pull it up.
Okay, if you could, Harold, that'd be great.
Let me check.
And I can make you a co-host. Hang with us, y'all, while we deal with some technical issues. We'll get going here in a second. I'm gonna make you co-host, Harold, too, if you can show yours. And if not, then y'all can just chat and
Yes, so I will go ahead and introduce myself as I work these technical issues out. My name is Alyssa.
I think I found it.
You got it? You can
Hold
type
on.
it there. But my name is Alyssa Delts Robinson. I started with the organization when I was just 15 years old. I was president for 2 years, one of the initial presidents. We have had an opportunity to be to not only act as a assist to our community, but also as disaster prevention. And we cover the Southeastern North Carolina. We are completely youth-led. We try our best to give our youth the benefit of the doubt and provide them with thank you, Harold. So we're gonna go ahead and start up with our PowerPoint presentation. As stated previously, we are the Youth Ambassadors for a Better Community, and this is just one of our slides from as we started from the ground up. Our mission statement, one of our mission statements is to promote education, increase awareness of available resources in the community, and provide services which lead to independent and self-sufficient families. Another mission of ours is to increase the quality, quantity, and sustainability of community gardens in the Tri-County areas of Columbus, Bladen, and Brunswick County. So as an introduction, we develop leadership, entrepreneurial, agricultural, and other life skills to teenagers in Bladen, Brunswick, and Columbus County. Leaders in community engagement, youth are encouraged to understand the concept of hard work, managing their own business, and important life skills. Where are we from? So we're from Columbus, Bladen, Brunswick, and New Hanover County. That includes Whiteville, Wilmington, East Arcadia, Elizabethtown, Bladenboro, and just these cities consist of food deserts and low-income communities. As a community profile, as stated previously, we are Columbus County is one of the poorest counties in North Carolina. So we saw the need that we should provide food, resources, and all the above to our community members to assist with life struggles, sustainability, all of that above. And so now I'll pass it to Harold.
All right, so as a group, how did we get started? This, hold on, let me move this out of the way. Our youth leadership group turned into an environmental sustainability youth group. We've done summer camps, basketball tournaments, local gardens, leadership workshops, and summits. Our summits consisted of us learning more about the world and how we can make it a better place and our eyes as a community, how we can provide stuff for our community and make our community better in general. And these pictures consisted of us at farmers markets, and this was actually at the Climate Justice Summit with the sunflowers. Our group, this is our goals, my bad. Our goals for our group. We want to give you a positive outlet to channel the skills. We, as a group, we like to show youth that there's something else other than where you're at right now. You can get somewhere else. Like you can use your skills to get there. And we want to shatter the glass ceiling of young adult farmers. We want to utilize our land to produce the most organic and healthiest crops, advocate for surrounding communities, and expose youth to new and challenging environments. These two right here, advocate and expose, go hand in hand, because when you're advocating for the communities and exposing the youth, it's showing them that, it's also showing them that you can do it. Like that is your goal, that you can get somewhere. We want to increase access to locally grown food, because like Alyssa said earlier, we are part of a food desert. We want to be able to give the community and easier access to fresh grown produce. We want to build leadership and entrepreneurial skills and support local farmers by creating new markets and policy and advocacy. Program overview. The only youth food council policy council in Bladen and Columbus counties. We started, I want to say, I've been in the group for about, well, since 8th grade. And ever since then, like, we've been bringing in more and more youth. So I've seen like people older than me come in, and then I've grown older than people younger than me coming in. So it's like, you get to see the group grow at the same time as you growing at the same time. So it's like you're growing with the group you're part of. And the council is youth-led, and we're all involved in summits and other events coordinating with other food policy councils. So as in, we had that youth food, I think we've had plenty of events where we've been with ABC2 with Mr. Chester and his group, and community gardening and partnership with farmers markets. And we have something similar to the program that ABC2 was speaking on about the Outer Banks. We have vacation villas, and this has been going on for, I want to say, about 3 years. We get produce from surrounding farmers, and we grow our own produce, and we deliver these produce bags to the vacationers at the beach. And this is, I want to say, every weekend, and we do aggregation for that on Fridays. Our community gardens. Youth ambassadors are involved with the gardening process from start to finish. Our gardens have okra, cucumber, squash, zucchini, corn, bell peppers, collards, and eggplants. Youth ambassadors are responsible for the maintenance of the garden as well as picking other produce. We as a group, we grow this, we have our gardens. We have maybe, I want to say 7 gardens, and they're all in different areas. We'll go, the people in the garden, the people that are surrounding the gardens are assigned to their specific garden. So you have garden assignments, and whether or not you're assigned to your garden, you can still go to another garden. But people like me, I'm assigned to maybe like more than 4 gardens. So I have to like check them on this garden, or go with my uncle to check them on this garden. Or my uncle, like, if I stayed the night at his house, he'll wake me up and we'll have to go outside and go look at this garden type. So it's really just about how much work you're willing to put into the group rather than how much you are to yourself. From the garden, these are some of our like collard plants that we had in the garden, and those are some sweet potatoes. And every year, like, this is like the best time of year for the collards, because like the frost hits and then everybody needs it for Thanksgiving. Like, so we grow it and then everybody just like loves it. They come in and like just eat it up. Farmers markets. This is actually like to Miracle. Like, he's like one of my best friends. Like, and I say like from this group, if it wasn't for this group, I would never like have met to Miracle. And he's like, I FaceTime him every night. Like, well, he's in the Army right now, actually. So I FaceTime him every night, and we'll talk about just random stuff, just laugh on the phone, crack jokes on each other type stuff. And like just our experiences at the farmers markets, like we'll talk about those on the phone. Like literally last night, we were talking about how we were at the farmers market, and the guy 2 vendors down had a gourd, and he like made it handmade. And Tamirica was walking around with the gourd all day, like blowing into, like just trying to blow into it, and we were talking about how he still has the gourd and like he just loves to play with it. So yeah, that's that. And we actually go to more than those 2 farmers markets. We go to farmers markets in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I think we've been to a farmers market in Leland, North Carolina. But going to all these farmers market expands your horizon to like see how where you're at depends on what people want. So you have to really work with supply and demand. And this is like the Columbus County farmer market. This is the one where Tamirico got the gourd from. This is in Whiteville, like right off the edge. And yeah, like this is probably the farmers market I like got the most memories from, because this is the one like where we always went to, like since I was like in 8th grade. Like when Alyssa was in the like here, like when she was in Bladen, Columbus, when she was in the counties, she was like, yeah, like this is where we always went. This is where we like spent our weekends at. Like our Saturday mornings, we would be here. Vacation videos. So as I was saying about the aggregation, this is a picture of us aggregating the produce. So you see we have stations. This station right here, like you choose a certain amount, you put it in the bag, you pass it down, then you like get the next section, put those in the bag, next section, put those in the bag, next section, put those in the bag. You get the bags and you put them in the end, and then the person on the end puts them in the cooler. So then like we like have steps. It's like a forward line, like the forward line where you like, yeah, it's like that. Like that's how we do our aggregating. And produce is collected from all parts of Southeast North Carolina. So we like to keep it local because like what's better than local produce? And vacationers pay to experience like the delicious and fresh produce of North Carolina while they're vacationing. And it's not only a better option for your health, but you get to support your local farmers, which is a big thing we need to do because when we're supporting grocery stores more than we're supporting our local farmers, these grocery stores are like using this produce that they probably had in the back of trucks for who knows how many miles, when this farmer right down the road is trying to support the people around him, and you can support him by like buying into what he loves to do. Innovation in youth. Education is key for the work the youth ambassadors have participated in. Youth have learned about gardening and gardening techniques, as well as seasonal produce and sustainability, customer service, and marketing product. These keys right here, like they teach you like skills in life that you don't really think you need to know at a young age, but the older you get, the more you realize you need it. As in customer service. A lot of people aren't taught customer service at a young age, but when you're taught customer service at a young age, it's already ingrained into your mind. So you kind of like grow up into like knowing how to talk to people or knowing how to treat people in a situation in the workplace. Innovation impacts the community. Youth ambassadors have created partnerships and businesses at local beaches, such as Beach Mart, Sunset Beach, and Oak Island accommodations. And you can't forget about Margaret Rudd, because like those are the 4 that we feed into for vacation videos. Those are like vacationers go there to get our produce. Like we sell to like, and it's just like, those are like our outlets basically, and local assets. Summer enrichment. And I say during the summertime, it's the best part to be a part of the youth ambassadors group. We go on trips, we get time to spend with each other, and then we just all like bond. It's basically like a big thing. Like we learn customer service, public speaking, marketing, social justice, and financial literacy. Like where would you get to learn all of that and have fun at the same time? Like it's just a great experience. Youth ambassadors and the community. Youth have learned how to grow produce. I've been probably in the garden. Well, Uncle Randolph Keaton has probably had me in the garden since I was maybe 10, 11, like out there just teaching me how to hoe or like rake or just rake the yard, or like have me cutting grass in like a football field, like want to like push lawn, not even a push, like a riding lawnmower. Like we would be in the like big field, like just cutting grass. Like it just always had me outside. So like just getting the experience on how to like learn how to work outside gives you something that you don't know you used back in your future. Because like, wow, here in college, I actually like got offered a job to work with somebody. My friend, he has a business. It's a landscaping business. And me working with this group prepared me for the landscaping business more than I thought it would, because like, he's already told me like, you're one of my hardest workers. He's raised my pay already to $15 an hour, which is kind of pretty good for me because like I'm a college student. So like, that's kind of helping out. And like, it just helps. Like this group just like helped me get to where I needed to be. And youth leaders are responsible for teaching new and younger members. Like, so the younger members in the group right now, they're like, I kind of look at them as like my little brothers, little sisters. Like I kind of help them, kind of like how Alyssa helped me, like push me to like get where I'm going. And it's like, it just falls down, trickles down. Like it keeps going, and it's like an ever-ending cycle. Like, I don't know. And these are some of the people we partner with. Sheldon's Herb Farm, which you can see right here. This is Miss Margaret Sheldon. Like, yeah, that's Miss Margaret Sheldon. We love Miss Margaret Sheldon. Like, she gives us her herbs. Like, she will literally go out and pick herbs for us. And like, she takes us on like so field trips. Like, we'll go to her garden and we'll see her chickens, her dogs, her pigs, like, and it's not a new experience for me, but the kids that come in, you realize that it's a new experience for the new people, but you're there with them, so you have to kind of guide them towards where they gotta go. And I feel as if being a youth, it's easier to guide youth because youth will listen to youth more than they listen to adults. Like, and it's not really like supposed to be like that, but like we all like kind of just do that anyways. And we partner with North Carolina A&T, University of North Carolina A&T, NC State, North Carolina State. That's where the Vacation Videos program progressed from. And Columbus County Cooperative Extension, Brunswick County Cooperative, Bladen County Cooperative, and Resourceful Communities. Oh, and Yes Group, FYI, Katie Reynolds Foundation in Columbus County 4-H. Supportive services and their roles. Community engagement has been key to the success of the many programs and the youth ambassadors are involved in. This is accomplished through partnerships with several local organizations, including Graham Chapel, Amy Zion, Columbus County, and Bladen County Farmers Markets, and partnerships with local farmers. And for sure, without Graham Chapel, Amy Zion, we would not be where we're at, because we've built our pop-up market on their land. We've like they feed into like our group. They support like the youth more than like I would say most people would. Like, we've been able to grow produce because of them, like been able to sell produce because of them, been able to use water like because of the house beside them. Like, it's been just a great experience having them as a support. And community cohesion and innovation. The best ideas arise when people work together. You can have one idea and then go with that, but imagine all ideas put together. Like, it just makes something great. It's like ingredients when you put one thing in, but it doesn't make the taste you're looking for. So you got to put more and more and more. And then once you get that taste you're looking for, it's the greatest thing you get. Youth ambassadors work to identify the strengths within their community and promote engagement. We like to become, us as a group, we are like, I like to look at us as one. Like, we literally talk to each other. Like, I kid you not, maybe 2-3 days ago, me, Nikayla, Taronda, all of us, like me, Nikayla, Taronda, Tamirical, Devin, all of us, all group FaceTime, like talking about how college is going, like just catching up with each other, making sure we're all good, like just laughing on time, like just making sure we're all good. Like, we're a group, like we want to make sure we're all doing good and bring each other up together. And sustainability. We like to practice what we preach. I would say, like, for this is our second annual youth food justice. We only got to have 2 because COVID like hindered us from being able to proceed and have more. It was a 3-day trip, and it was like, we stayed in these cabins at Camp Rockfish. We shared farming practices with other farmers. We talked about what food justice means, what advocacy looked like, how to run a youth-led food policy council, sustainable group growing techniques, what work is happening like around other groups, like how can we share techniques and get techniques and all be better at once, and fellowship with each other and have a great time, like just doing even some of the funnest stuff, like maybe like walking through the way, even late at night. Well, all right, we kind of got in trouble for some stuff we did, but like walking around at night or swimming in a pool when you're not supposed to, like it was all just having fun. Like, we just loved, like, it was just a fun experience. 2 years later, what we learned and how we used it. What we learned is how to advocate, how to use sustainable growing techniques, and connecting with other groups. Learning how to advocate, we met with farmers markets also. We used presentations and public speaking as in like right now. And what we learned about like sustainable growing techniques, how we used it is crop to rotation in gardens and no synthetic pesticides. I would say my uncle is probably like always preach like no pesticides, like don't, like chemicals is like nah. Like, so he started like what he's trying to do is like he's started a greenhouse, but in that greenhouse he's using compost. Like manure, like it's something like that. Like we won't try to use like pesticides. That's like last resort, like last resort. And connecting with other groups. We would have monthly meetings with North Carolina Food Council, FYI. They've been like, I want to say like a good partner. Like they're like our hand in hand, like just like ABC2. Like we've always been able to work together. And this is our contact information. Office number is 910-655-3811. Email info@menandwomenunited.com and website at menandwomenunited.org. And just check these out if you want to like just find out more, because there's more information on there that I probably haven't said. And this is how you donate to us, because we are a nonprofit organization. So like donations do help, like just like anywhere else. And this is our benefits. Like you get to provide a family with food, because we don't, as a group, we don't take our produce and keep it. Like, let's say we didn't sell all of our produce. We didn't give all of our produce, like we didn't get it all out. Produce doesn't stay good forever. So at some point you have to give it away. So when giving food away, you have to like at least have something to back it up to grow more. So it's like, it's a cycle that you have to keep food fed into what you're like putting out. And this provides adults with resources to continue their education, because we do give out scholarships. I, in fact, received a scholarship from the Men and Women United. It was like let's move like $1,000 scholarship like that. It helped like a lot, and provide a child with the opportunity to visit a college. We've maybe visited, since I've been in the group, well, we visit A&T almost every year, because like that's Uncle Randolph's college. So like we're going to go to A&T, like that's mandatory. So A&T, Virginia State University, that was a pretty fun trip, because like we ended up going to like Busch Gardens, I think it was, or maybe it was Six Flags. Either way, so we've been to A&T there. We've been to UNCW's campus. We've been to plenty of other campuses, but that's besides the point. And you get to sponsor a scholarship, like I was saying. And that is it. So thank you all for your time.
Thank you so much, Harold and Alyssa. God, y'all are doing so much work. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Y'all, we have, I think about 7 minutes left in the session, and I have some questions I can ask if no one else has any, but I just want to recognize the breadth of the work that you all just heard. I mean, you all, both of these groups are engaging in food justice, education, vocational training, aggregating food and selling it, like you heard Harold say, when they can't sell, giving it away, going and advocating with their state and federal lawmakers and bringing them on farm and bringing them to farmers markets, and creating this direct avenue to make agriculture cool and make engaging in this type of work cool. And like Harold said, seeing it forward. How do we make this a circle that keeps on going? So just really appreciate you all being here and sharing that work, and appreciate your adult allies being here as well. So I just want to open it up for the last 6 minutes to see if anyone has any questions. Feel free to unmute yourself, or any comments, or drop anything in the chat, and I'll hang out for a few minutes and talk. If no one has a question, I will ask one. I'm getting some good comments, y'all. Folks commending you all on your work in the chat if y'all don't see it. I might ask a question if no one else has one. What advice, y'all have some amazing allies, and you have amazing folks who have gone through the program that are in college now, and are becoming adult allies. I think, Mr. Keaton and Ms. Lavanya and Mr. Chester have all, intentionally set up organizations and cultivated this work in a really specific way to allow youth to lead this work. Y'all are leading this work. So what advice would y'all give to adults who want to support youth in this type of work? And maybe like, what advice would you give for them to not do? Like adults are pretty good at making things not cool. So how can adults, you know, engage youth and continue this? You know, what are some advice for adults who are interested in engaging youth in their communities? So I'll open up to any of y'all to answer.
Well, I can go. Well, I would say for sure, like, as youth, we kind of don't like when adults feel as if they know more. Like we know, like it's not like a thing, but like if you feel like you know more, at least be able to guide us instead of like shoving it into us. You know, like make sure you give up a guiding hand instead of give a guiding hand instead of making it the way you want it. Maybe they're not going to do it right the first time, but like they will eventually get it to where the point where it will be to your liking. So like give a guiding hand instead of like, hey, see, there goes Uncle Randolph and Yaya at the farmer's market right now.
Yeah, they want to say hey earlier. I'm going to hand it off. Hey, Randolph, you want to say hey real quick?
Hey, y'all. Hey, we got the team. We listening at Harold and Alyssa and Dylan in the group. And you guys did an amazing job, but we're busy. Say hey, Yaya.
Yo, what's up?
What's good, Yaya?
Hey, Alyssa. Hey, y'all. Here's Miss Angie and everybody. Y'all wave. They're busy working. We're at Wilmington at the farmer's market, and we are having a good time. And so good work, guys. Keep it up.
Nice. Thanks for popping in, Randolph, doing so much all at the same time. But who else? Does anyone else have an answer to that question? Alyssa, you got an answer to that question? How can adults not bring it down and keep it cool?
Just to I guess piggyback off what Harold said, that it's as an adult ally now and used to being a youth, I learned to not dictate. I have grown to allow them to make their own mistakes and then guiding them to do better. I think it's very important for us to allow them to make their own mistakes instead of, like Harold said, dictating as if you know more, because it's a chance that they could get it right on the first time.
Love it.
Could I add something to that on the adult side, Jared?
Please. Yes, ma'am, go for it.
On the adult side of it, I would just like to say, and to add to what Alyssa and Harold have said, we give them the goal. This is where we want to end up at the end of this day or the end of this project. We allow them to give their input, and we don't shove our ideas down their throat. We guide them, but we also let them know it's vital that these components get met. And so, and again, like she said, the youth are way smarter than we give them credit for being. They're very comprehensive. They retain things like you wouldn't believe. So that's the thing I want to leave, is to give them a chance to know where they're going and then show you that they can, do it productively on their own.
Love it. I love that, Ms. Levine. I mean, you're cultivating a real mentor role, while also understanding that you're going to learn a lot from the youth you're working with. So I really appreciate those words. Harold, yeah, you got something else to add, Harold? You're muted.
Oh, yeah, in our group, like, I would definitely say the adult allies are like a great guide to us, because they will give us the right direction instead of taking us there. Like, we will for sure like have stuff to do, and they will just be like, hey, make sure you get this done. I'm not gonna make you do it, but make sure you get this done. Like, you can get it done on your own time, get it done. Like, just make sure you're gonna get it done, because it's gonna help you out in the future, whether you know it or not. So just like, I would say for sure, like, the adult ally is really just a good guy.
Nice. We're running out of time here. Dylan or Kentwan, y'all got anything to add before we wrap up?
Oh yes, I was just gonna say, to answer the question, one of the things I like to emphasize is giving the youth the space, especially to, be able to, feel comfortable. One thing I've learned is kind of like what was said before. Just one of the things I want to add to it is creating the space for you to be comfortable there. I think that, it's good to, hear them out, but being able to have that space for them, and as well, just the simple thing of, just asking them, what is it, that just the simple thing, just asking the question. I think you really just start with that and then being able to have that space for them to ask that question. So yeah, that's.
For me, I think everything of this work is important to me because it helps me become aware of how the world really is. And what personally drives to me being involved is how I learned the discrimination towards other people. And there's a problem on hunger. So it's up to me and the rest of EBC to help to make the world a better place by providing resources to people and have better communication with other people.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to Alyssa, to Harold, to Dylan, to Kentwan, to Ms. Levine, to Mr. Chester, Mr. Randolph. We really just y'all must be tired. Y'all are doing so much, doing so many amazing things. And like was said in the chat, y'all radiate when you're talking about it. So obviously is bringing you a lot of joy and excitement, and y'all keeping it cool. So thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for our attendees for joining us. And enjoy. I think there's one more keynote left in the conference. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks, y'all.